Now what this physical domain is? Physical domain, after designing the complete logic expression or after designing the entire combinational logic or the sequential logic, physical domain is there. After implementing the logic, after testing it, we need to implement the system in the compact form, or taking much less area as much less as possible. So the physical domain, which consists of the position of components and wires. So let me mention here, this will be consisting of positions of components and wires. Now since in an electrical part you can connect any wire through anywhere, but care must be taken that if some wires are there which are carrying more current than the other ones, so it might be possible that they will interfere the lines passing by their side. So you have to keep them in between the, what you can say, in between the ground planes, so that the noise will be reduced. And also along with that, if some wires are having higher current, that should be thick wire should be used. So this kind of physical changes we can do. Lines, suppose in this example, the earlier example, let us say the output of the AND gate which is carrying the high current. So this line is carrying the high current. So if this line particularly is carrying the high current, then the thickness of this line should be more wider than the lines which are used at the input side, because these are carrying the lower current. So what I will suggest you to draw the thicker line and the output, cause it is carrying the higher current. So these kind of changes are done here in the physical domain to finally implement the logic for the mass production. So this is all about the VHDL introduction. VHDL also supports the description of components as well as the systems. Components means half adder, full adder, combinational, or the counterpart you can take at various levels of abstraction. At various levels of abstraction means what? These are the levels of abstraction: level 1, level 2, level 3. Such you can draw the number of lines. So this is Gueski's Y chart. Gate and component delays along with the clock cycles. Now abstract behavior without any notion of delays. Means there are several delays are available, or they are attached with the concerned gates, the delays will be there. Now you can operate this gate in synchronization with the proper delay time mentioned. Means what? You can mention here for these OR gates, let me draw levels. So this is suppose level 1 and the level 2, level 1 where OR logic is calculated, and level 2 where the final output or the AND logic is calculated. Now suppose I am saying that I am designing such a way that these OR gates should give the output after 5 nanoseconds. Now after 5 nanoseconds means, so it will not take time 5 nanoseconds. This output will be available after 5 nanoseconds. The 5 nanoseconds is the delay time introduced. So 5 nanoseconds. And for this NAND gate, it will take 10 nanoseconds. It is not like that 10 plus 5, 15 nanoseconds will be the total time. You can have this in synchronization. That part will be explained in more detail in the next session or the following sessions of the VHDL within 5 minutes. Let us say the from 0th part, this is the time axis, from 0 timing we started the execution. After the 5 nanoseconds the OR gate is calculated, and now the AND gate will not start from here further 10, it will start from here only. So the whole process is end up within 10 nanoseconds. This 5 nanoseconds the AND gate and OR gate operations are working simultaneously. This is called as the concurrent statements. That part we will see in the next sessions. So that's all about the introduction to VHDL. Stick to in 5 minutes, and thank you for watching this video.